Hey guys, welcome to my cooking channel, The Vegan Cook's Passport. Usually I'm cooking a vegan version of national dishes from around the world, but today I'm going to be sharing a vegan recipe of mine of something that's gained a lot of interest in the last few years, which is bone broth. So in this video I'm going to be making a vegan bone broth. I know it sounds a bit strange using the word vegan and bone in the same sentence. Kind of sounds like I'm going to be grinding up the bones of my fellow vegans to put into my broth. That's not the case, obviously. I'm not going to be using any animal products in this. What this is a video that'll give you a vegan version of bone broth that replicates not only the taste, but I think more importantly the nutritional value that bone broth is always highly praised for. Before I start with the recipe, I just want to go through a few reasons why traditional bone broth is supposed to be so good for you, and then we can see how we can replicate that in a vegan version. So bone broth is made by boiling the bones of animals in water, and what this does, it releases the nutrient-rich bone marrow inside of the bones into the stock water, which is what gives you this broth that's full of all these vitamins and minerals. Now, each broth will vary in nutrient content depending on the types of bones used and the length of time cooked for, but there are a few key health benefits that always get touted for any type of bone broth. So I'm going to go through a few of those and then see how we can replicate those in a vegan version. The first one that everyone bangs on about when they go on about bone broth is collagen. Okay, let's talk about collagen. Collagen is a protein that is synthesized in the body. So if you're eating collagen, the collagen that you're getting from bone broth, which is generally in the form of gelatin, that collagen you're ingesting gets broken down by the body, and then the body uses those components as it sees fit. So ingesting more collagen is not going to lead to an increase of collagen within your body. Collagen is obviously really important, so it's mainly used for skin elasticity, so basically keeps you looking young, which a lot of people are pretty interested in. And also your joints, so it stops you having aching joints, keep them in good shape. So it's really important to have good amounts of collagen in your body, but eating more collagen is not going to lead necessarily to you having more collagen. What you do need to make sure is that you're intaking enough of the raw ingredients your body needs to make the collagen itself inside your body. So, what are those raw ingredients that your body needs to make collagen? So in very basic terms, your body creates collagen by combining two amino acids, proline and glycine, using vitamin C to do so. So proline, an amino acid, can be found in a lot of meats, so you're going to find it a lot in that bone broth, but guess where else you can find loads of proline? Seaweed. Yeah, seaweed's got loads of proline. So the seaweed I've got here is kombu. Actually in the recipe I use one called wakame. Wakame and kombu I've found are probably the best ones to put into the broth if you can find them. If you can't find these, just use nori sheets. So nori sheets are those ones that are used for sushi, available pretty much everywhere, so they should be pretty easy to get hold of. But yeah, wakame, nori, kombu, find any other seaweed, chuck it in there. Pretty sure all of them have got really high nutrient value, especially that proline that we need for the collagen. Other sources of proline, miso paste, so we use dark miso paste in this recipe, and also soy sauce. We use a little bit of soy sauce in here, not a whole load, but you're still going to get a bit from the soy sauce we're going to be using in this recipe. Second amino acid that we need for collagen is glycine. So again, glycine found in meats, a lot in the marrows and the skins, but again, seaweed. Loads of glycine in seaweed, so you don't need to worry about the glycine. So we've got the two amino acids that we need. Vitamin C. So sources of vitamin C, definitely citrus fruits. Actually happen to have an orange here. Citrus fruit. Also leafy greens like spinach, kale, things like that. None of those things are going into this broth. They don't go into a traditional bone broth either. But they're pretty easy to get on any kind of diet. Just eat some oranges. That's your vitamin C intake. Now there are a couple of minerals that are needed for the synthesis of collagen in your body, mainly zinc and copper. Shiitake mushrooms have loads of these. So this is one of the main ingredients that we're going to use for this recipe. Not only do they contain a lot of those minerals that we need, but also They taste great. A lot of the taste that you're going to be getting from this are coming from these shiitake mushrooms. So moving on to the minerals. So that's collagen done. We've got everything we need for the collagen. Moving on to minerals. So it's often talked about that bone broth is good for your own bones. And that's true because you're getting a lot of minerals such as potassium, calcium, magnesium, phosphorus. So where can we find these minerals in the recipe we're doing? Again, the shiitake mushroom. It's got loads of all of those minerals that you need to maintain your bones healthy. Another one that's talked about a lot in relation to bone broth is iron. So iron, very important mineral. There's loads in seaweed. There's also a lot found in potato skins, which forms part of this recipe. There are some mushrooms that have high iron levels, such as oyster mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms don't actually have that much iron, so they're not adding that, but we've got a whole load of other ingredients that are, so don't worry about the iron. So in conclusion, if you eat a balanced diet, your body's going to have everything it needs to be healthy. And this broth is a great way of getting all the nutrients you need that perhaps you're not getting elsewhere. You're going to be looking after your skin with the collagen production, your joints, your bones. There's a whole load of other things we haven't talked about. So obviously we're using a lot of vegetables in this recipe. Very nutrient dense as well, obviously very good for you. Omega-3, the seaweed, packed full of omega-3, that's great for your body. And on a final note, this broth is delicious. You can just drink it, you can use it in a stock for stews and soups, as a base for curries and things like that. So you're getting something really healthy and it tastes great. Let's crack on with the recipe.
With stock, you really don't have to be neat and tidy with the vegetables. Just roughly chop them and don't be scared to include bits you wouldn't usually eat, like the onion skins, carrot ends and celery leaves. With the garlic, place the flat side of the knife over them and apply pressure to break the skins. We're using potato peel in this recipe, but you obviously don't want to waste the potato itself. After you've peeled them, submerge them in a bowl with cold water so they don't brown and transfer to the fridge for later use. Once you've chopped all the veggies, add the onions, carrots and celery to a dry pan over a high heat. You want to char the veggies at this stage, which will add extra depth of flavour to the final stock. Add a glug of olive oil to the pan before adding all the other ingredients. 3 cloves of garlic, the peel of 2 potatoes, 4 bay leaves, 20 black peppercorns, a handful of parsley stalks, 90 grams of shiitake mushrooms, 30 grams of seaweed, 1 heaped tablespoon of dark miso paste, and finally 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Stir all that together, then pour in 14 cups of water. Bring to a simmer and cook on a low heat with the lid on for 6 hours. Check back on the stock every couple of hours, give it a stir, and add some salt if you think it's needed. Just remember that the miso paste and soy sauce are both high in salt content, so don't overdo it. After 6 hours, the liquid will have reduced by around half. Get another pot, place a colander on top, and drain the liquid through the colander. Make sure you get as much liquid out as possible. You don't want to miss out on any of that brothy goodness. The broth is now ready. I recommend you drink some straight away, but you can also store it in the fridge or freezer for later use. This broth features as an important ingredient in many of my own vegan recipes, so subscribe to my channel to make sure you don't miss out.